Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm welcoming you to September. We're in September 2025, and I have not been on since the beginning of the year intentionally. You know why? Because I wanted to basically give whatever the goal was for you for 2025, as far as I'm concerned, as well. I wanted to be able to just give you time to go through whatever that process is for you so that you can enjoy and understand and capture everything that you're going through with your transformation. Sometimes we want to be in your space too much. And I definitely recognize and I value your time. I value your what you're doing and what's happening with you on your own journey. And so um, I'm wearing my 200, the road to 200. You remember I did this, the road to 200. I did it. I made my shirt. I had my shirt made up for me um, intentionally, and I have my hat where I had the road to 200 as well. Um, because be honest with you, I'm still celebrating the fact that as of 2024, 2025 hit, I was no longer 200 pounds. I have been over 200 pounds for tw- 4.5 decades. That's 45, close to 50 years. I've been overweight. I've been over 200 pounds. And so me being 200 pounds, period, was always overweight for me because of my height and my body frame and all of that. But what I wanted to, I'm still celebrating that because that's just such a major, that's such a major, a major quest for me because I've never been under 200. I've been under, like I know I tracked it, and from one set I was 200 pounds for like maybe 20 years, and then I went up between 250 and 300, so I was over 250 pounds for about 20 years. You know, my highest weight was 320 back in 2000, I believe, 17. I was like 320, I know. But in 2019, I know I was 290. I mean, look at, I had gotten down a little bit. I was a 290. So from 2019 to now, I am now under, and it's been a journey. And so the 8 months, I was already at the goal where I wanted to be for 2025, which I've already established what that goal is. But it's been coming off a little slower. And I think there's a reason. I was crying out like, oh, I should be here by now. I want to be at this point by December 2025. And it's just like I heard God say, it's like I just thought about it, and it's like the spirit was saying to me, but you're celebrating losing 200 pounds, and you should be still celebrating that. That's number one. Number two, enjoy the transformation. Sometimes we want things to happen so fast, we don't enjoy the transformation. Now, let me say this as a disclaimer for myself. I've lost 400 pounds in those 4 decades. I have been on diets and eating here and doing this and went on this program. And when I calculated it, I lost basically 400 pounds within those 400 years. I never got under 200, but I lost 400 pounds between that time period. Why am I still back at this point again? And I'm coming back to lose another. So when I get to this goal, I would have lost close to almost 800 pounds in my lifetime within I'm in this 4.5 decades. So once I lose and get this to this level, who does that? I'm an educated, spirit filled, totally sold out to Almighty God, to my faith. And I have to come off the cycle. So as your weight loss encourager, I don't talk about food. I don't talk about working out. No, I did all that as well, and it worked. But why am I still on the cycle? So I'm encouraging you as I go through it. And I really would not want to do this. I mean, if I was going to do anything, I was going to do something else and be out in front of everyone, but definitely not this, because this was always a very sensitive area for me. When I realized that I ate my life issues, that most of my eating was because how I responded to life issues. I use food. Some people use drugs, some people use alcohol, some people use whatever else they use. But the most easiest thing to get your hands on is food, whether it's good for you or not, but it's easy. It's not like you have to have a whole lot. But then when I started calculating my finances and realized how much I was funding what I call food addiction, because that's really what it became over time. And I never saw myself as an addict. But technically, I didn't have to have food like that. Like maybe the appetite, maybe when people call people with addicts and people go through certain behavioral things when they use other resources or other things to kind of be fillers for whatever's happening in their lives. That's why I call them fillers. I responded to by using food. And as a result, that's what I did. Now, I'm at that point where I understand it. I don't plan to come this way again. I have made a commitment that once I do it this time, that's it. I want to live the rest of my days the way God intended my body as He created it to look like. It's not about, I want to be at this size, I want to be that size. I do. I have a best friend. She had a dress, and I told her, I said, hold it, I'm going to get back. I want to not get back. I've never, when it's a size, it's a smaller size. But the size that it is, I'm sure I probably was that size, but I probably was that size when I was in middle school, because I've been obese, from my life. I've always been chubby, and so the times that I know I did lose weight was when I was a debutante. I didn't want to be laughed at being the biggest debutante, so I made sure I lost weight for that. I lost some weight when I was supposed to get married, but I didn't lose as much as I wanted to lose. There's some key points, where I know where I went through periods of losing and whatever, but then I gained it back. And so I want to encourage whoever's out there on this journey, choose where you want to go. Choose how the different ways to get there. There's not just one path. There are different ways to get there. But make sure that you have something that's going to support you. The one thing about this journey that I will say, no support. And when I say no support, I mean outwardly. And He didn't want it that way. Because when I ate, I wasn't eating around a lot of people. I ate by myself. I ate alone. I ate with other people, but I would take my plates with me, and I would eat that. Or, when I stopped here, I used to do, if you look at some other feeds, I know I mentioned this. I used to do runs. I'm just giving you a little preview for those who don't know I used to do runs with fast food where I would go to Dairy Queen. That's advertisement for Dairy Queen. I would go to Dairy Queen to get my desserts. I would go to another, this one over here. If I wanted, I go to this one to get what I want here. This one over here, I go to get my fries. This one over here, I get my shakes. Different over here, I might go somewhere else to get my different. Oh, I love Quick Trip. Okay, that's an advertisement for Quick Trip. They have these like honey buns. I had to put myself on a diet. You can't have that. You can't have that. If you want to have that, you have to lose 50 pounds to get one. You can eat one, but you have to lose 50 pounds to eat one of those because they were just so good. So I'm just being open and honest with you that there are some things, even on my going down journey, losing weight. Cheesecake Factory. Anytime I meet my goal, so when I met this goal of 200, my aunt met with me and we celebrated, and I went to Cheesecake Factory. Cheesecake Factory is and I told Cheesecake Factory I was going to say this. Cheesecake Factory is my place of having an awesome time in enjoying my weight loss. And let me tell you why Cheesecake Factory. Because when my trainer used to tell me, he's like, look, if you're going to cheat, I don't want you to go to the store and get a candy bar. I don't want you to go over here and get an ice cream, little cone or whatever. He said, I want you to cheat. I want you to have a good cheat. Whatever that good cheat is for you, I want you to have a good cheat. And so I decided, well, it's expensive, they do have the best desserts for me. I'm not really a cheesecake. I like cheesecake, but they have these cakes. Oh my gosh, they have this chocolate cake that is just like, oh, you have to eat it. Like it take a week to eat that. It's just so rich and so good. And then their carrot cake is off the chain too. But I have family. I have an aunt who could throw down with, you know, carrot cake and I have aunts and people in my family that could cook like crazy. So for holidays and whatnot, I don't need to go anywhere. That I just take theirs and I'll freeze it or have it. But I'm saying this to say, please treat yourself. So for every 25 pounds, I also will go and I have my line coming out. This is part of my weight loss t-shirt line to encourage you and everyone else who's going through this. I wanted to encourage people. That's why it's called Weight Loss Encourager. Is I wanted to every 25 pounds I set a goal, and I would look at that 25 pounds and say, okay, I checked that box. Then the next one was 25, and I checked that box until I finally got to this one. So I had one shirt that said with the 300, celebrating me leaving the 300, and this one's the 200. And so the next one I'm having made is for my goal where I want to be. A lot of people are saying, well, that's going to be too small. Even my I have medical professionals in my family, as well as my medical professionals that I've been with. And my medical professionals, most of them have been with me 20 plus years, so they know my plight. They're very excited for me, but they know my plight with this weight. And I just want to get there. I want to see what that figure is. Now, if it's not healthy for me when I get there, that'll give me a few. When I get to that goal, it'll give me like a 10-pound, range there where I could play with to get where I need to be, and stay where I want to need to be if I want to play. But I just want to take a picture at that weight because I've always wanted to be that weight. My mom was small. My sister was small. So I was the obese one in the family on this side of the family, but on both sides of my family, there's obesity. So it was there genetically, but I didn't have to make the genetics work because I was small, tiny. I was smaller when I was younger. I think first through third grade, that's the last time I remember being really, really small. So I said that to say I wanted to encourage you. I'm excited. I took 8 months. And these 8 months was for me to really just review. I'm writing. I have some journals that are now out on Amazon, and this is not to really, I want to share it with you, but I had to write for me. And so what I wanted to do is write so that other people will hopefully be able to be encouraged by those journals. The next time I come on, I'll show you, as we're doing some marketing, we're getting the marketing thing together. I'll show you my next feed, where you can go on Amazon to get the titles of the journals. And they're just journals. They're journals for you to journal your success, journaling my success, journal your success. So people don't read a lot anyway, so I didn't want to go through this whole thing about reading but I just wanted to be able to give you some encouragement where you can write your own journey and see your own success and see your own behaviors and see your own feelings and see your own emotions and know the different things that possibly could be triggers, things that could be that you're carrying. Do you know what I realized? The majority of the weight that I was carrying was life issues. Life issues. And my response to those issues. So a lot of the weight I was carrying for 20 years for something that happened 20 years ago. Why am I still carrying that? And so when I lost, when I only get on the scale either once a week or twice a week, depending on where I am in my journey. And because God didn't want me to focus on the number. He wanted me to focus on the reason behind the number. I'm just sharing with you what you gave me. This is not what I had to come on here to say. But I even bought, to help me out, I bought my 2024 weight loss. And on my 24 weight loss, the dial was right where I had started, which was at the 290. And now I'm past that. I'm past the 190. And I'm so excited. So I'm having another one made for 2025. But this was made so that even everything I do, even to support myself, I just wanted to make sure that I was so committed to this. We get committed to a lot of different things. We wear sports shirts. I like a lot of sports. So we wear sports. Our favorite teams a lot. Well, this is my team. Look, 2024 weight loss. I had that done. So I'm doing things to promote my own success, but now I want to be able to help you with your success. And so we'll have things, as we go along for you to get out there and do it. And then you create something that that will be this is not about me. This is about you. You create something. I'm just the messenger. I'm the encourager. But there's a creativeness in all of us. There's something that we can do to be able to help other people as we go on our journey. Now, everybody's looking at me and they're like, oh, you look good. You look great. Right. But this is a journey between me and my faith and me saying, look, this is not how you created me. And I'm getting back to where you created me. And I apologize all these years that I allowed my response to life issues and the way in which I internalize and or handle those things, which was superficial still, and to the point that now I'm harming my body. So the initial frame that he designed for me has been encased for all the weight that I put on. How about this? I wanted 10 children. Think about it, 4.5 decades. And I've been carrying over 200 pounds. Those are children right there. I've been pregnant with 10 years of that 40. If I had a child every year or every 2 years, I still was carrying another person based on my body frame. So that's the accountability part that I want to share. So now that I'm in 2025, I am still celebrating my 2024 because I want to capture all of it. I'm still enjoying me being under 200 pounds. I'm celebrating, and I'm looking at my body, how my body's changed. My neck, I don't have, I had like rolls, 1, 2, 3, 4. I looked at that and I was like, gosh, it looks like my roll. And so one of my friends was saying to me, she was like, well, are you going to get work done? She's not the only one. Many have said to me, well, what kind of work you going to get done? None. I did this. You think I'm going to go pay all that money to get shifted for what I did to the body? A stretch, if it don't go back, hey, I got to deal with it because I did that. But I'm excited to know that, look, I got a neck. I even noticed with some of my arms, I was like, gosh, I could see my vein coming up through my skin because I was so heavy. I didn't see those things. So I'm starting to just see my transformation and embrace the transformation for what it is. I wear colors. Part of this journey, I'm going to be honest with you, I stopped wearing dark colors. I stopped going to the store and buying all the things that they create to say that I should look like animal prints and things like that. I am not, come on, give me color. So I said, I'm going to color my world. So I wear a lot of bright things that I used to write that I'm not supposed to wear supposedly by the industry because I'm big. Well, you just have to look at that light. You just look at the brightness. If it's yellow, I'm going to be a big yellow. If it's going to be a green, I'm going to be a big green. And just like the smaller woman walk in with the yellow, the green, and the things that you make for them when they go to their section of the store and they have all these beautiful colors, the pinks, the light, I'm going to wear that. You're not going to tell me that I have to look like this because you want to put me in a shadow because I'm big. I already know I'm big. But it doesn't mean that I'm not lively. It doesn't mean that I have life. It doesn't mean I have full. Color is beautiful. The world is color. God created the world with color. So why should I be? No, not doing that. And I don't know what this is well, I'm going to leave that alone. But anyway, so I stopped complaining about how fast I wanted to lose. And I'm severing the moment and the celebration of losing. And I'm changing my hair. I'm changing my wigs. I'm changing my makeup. I'm changing. As a matter of fact, it's interesting. I used to sing a lot. And so I used to do a lot of makeup when I was an entertainer because when you're up on stage and, there's just a certain look or whatever, it kind of helps with the image and with the lighting and all of that. But I like more being real. I like more of the natural me. Well, I was from South Florida. And so because of that, we were more out nature. We were nature more than And so because of that, we didn't do a lot of makeup anyway. We were at the beach all the time and hanging out. And those type of environments didn't really, call for a lot of makeup, because of the environment that we lived in. But I want to say this. So let me go through the points real quick. Enjoy celebrating you wherever you are. I don't care if you lose 5 pounds or 4 months left. Okay. So whatever that is for you, I am still getting to the goal that I wanted to be in 2024 because I had set a goal for how much weight I wanted to lose that. Well, some of that weight's going to be lost in 2025. So, but that's okay because I got my main goal where I got under 200 pounds. So that was the most important. So now this year I have my 2024 weight that I wanted to lose plus the 2025. We'll see. We'll be able to tell where I am when I get to when we get to to December 31st, what I did this year. But as long as I'm healthy and I'm healthy, I'm getting healthy. I feel better. I'm healthy. I go on. So what I want to say is I'm gonna give you the stop points, and then I'm gonna stop talking a lot. But I'm excited to be on. I'm excited for where I am, and I'm excited to see this transformation. And I'm finding, I won't say I'm finding me, I was already me, but there are different aspects of me that I'm learning and I'm enjoying, I'm discovering. And I'm gonna be honest with you, what I'm doing right now, this writing, that was not a part of my, you make a list about, I want to do this, I want to do, you check the boxes, but that was not on my feed. So I know that I am on God's feed by doing what He wants me to do, because this is not what I had planned. I had not planned this weight loss to be something I put out before people for me to be that's not what I wanted, but that's what He's called for, and it's okay. Sometimes your people used to say your mess. I don't like to call it like that, but they say your mess is your message, or sometimes what you go through, it's not for you, it's for other people. Well, you know, we all have different areas of our life where we're, building, learning from, growing, maturing, all of that. What we do find is that He keeps us. He's a keeper. And some things of your life will be a story that will be blessing other people, that will allow other people to be inspired, that will encourage other people to do the same. But I want to make sure that I hope that you are ecstatic about wherever you are, and whatever your 2025 goals are, that you are achieving those. So whether you lose, it's what we have 4 months left. So whether you lose 20 pounds, whether you lose, if somebody's losing 10 pounds a month and they lose 40, whether this is your year to be under 200 pounds, celebrate that. Whatever your goal is, whatever that is for you, do it and enjoy it, and enjoy embracing it. Buy yourself the things. So when my aunt took me out, and we went, and I'm gonna share this with you. I'm just being real. We went to Macy's, and Macy's. I'm gonna call you on this. But anyway, we went to Macy's, and I haven't been in a fitting room in years. I just used to go get what I wanted. I go to the store so I could just get what I want, and I wear it. I was already in the X's anyway. So like now I'm no longer 6X, 5X, 4X, 3X, 2X. I would just go get those shirts or whatever, my tops. I do whatever, what size I want. I get it and I just get it. And then with my pants, I just, go get, as long as I had elastic and then I can get it around. I get it. Like I didn't need to try it on. It was intentional. I didn't want to go into and try it on, because that was another part, I guess, of really being honest, not seeing myself. But I don't know why that works, because when I'm at home, I see myself all the time in the mirror. So, but I just didn't go there. So when I went, I had a moment in the dressing room. I really did. Tears welled up, and I was excited that I was at the size I was, but then at the same time, I was like, wow. That was a moment I needed to have. It was just me. But I would come out of the dressing room and say, look at this. I could wear it. I could wear it. these were the things. This was the day that I was finding out what I could wear and how much I had lost and how much my body did change and how these things were looking on me. And once again, we did color. I was looking for everything with color. My jeans, I had jeans. I got 3 pair of jeans. Hadn't worn jeans and oh gosh. So those were the moments I'm just sharing with you. So I stopped complaining about how fast I wanted to lose the weight. So no matter what 2025 that weight goal is for you, just enjoy whatever you lose. Also, um, I realized that God has watched me in this state for years, and so He has been so good to me, literally, um, very good to me. Um, His mercy and His grace endureth forever. I will say that because technically I really did not take good care of and be a good steward over His body that He created for me. And the amazing thing is that the way He designed the body, my body conformed to what I was doing, but it put more stress on it because that was not the frame. That was not what it was supposed to do. And so I just thank Him for His grace and mercy on that. My weight loss year has been slower, and I was a little baffled, like I said, for this year. But I think He wants me to enjoy this major accomplishment, so I'm fine with that, and I'm not pushing it. And plus, He wants me to not get so controlled by a number, but by the process. I also, because I'm not coming back this way again, like I mentioned earlier. Um, I'm giving my body a chance as well. And sometimes we don't do this when we're losing weight to adjust. I heard my doctor say to me, you don't want to lose too fast. When you lose too fast, you cause more harm. Didn't realize that. But then when you read about it, you're right. Sometimes your body is designed to heal itself. And sometimes we push it beyond its, timing. We push it in what we're doing. We're pushing it and not being understanding how all the components work together. And so inside out and outside in. And so I'm learning that. So the transformation is for complete healing, and I am not to rush it. Even when I get to that weight that I say I want to be, how about this? I'm still healing. Because what we don't teach is once you get there, not only just to stay there, but how life transforms there. Then you got to deal with comments and the way people look at you and how they didn't look at you before. And because you lost this weight, that I was the same person. I was just encased inside 300 plus pounds versus me being encased under 200 pounds. Same person. Just I lost the weight. That was the weight, the weight of life that I was eating. And I'm so excited to have left the 6X, 5X, 4X, 3X, 2X. I went and gave all my stuff to Goodwill, and I had good stuff. I went and cleaned it, gave it to Goodwill. I want somebody to wear all those nice things that I wore as I was going through my journey of losing, but I was also celebrating me at 6X. I was going to enjoy myself. That's why I did all the color. At 5X, I would buy things and stuff so I could just see myself transform in those clothing. At that size, I was going to embrace who I was at that size. And I think that's one of the key points that was good for me psychologically moving through this journey as well and inspiring me spiritually through my faith. This year, my move is to leave all the X's. So 1X I am, and I want to now get to no X's, all the letters. I'll move back into the letter zone where the women go and there's the small, medium, large. So there won't be any 1X's and there won't be any extra larges. That's where I want to be by the end of the year, by December 31st. So this year I moved to the no X's, like I said. And finally, I just want to say I am enjoying my body transforming back to its original creation by God for me. I am enjoying the beauty of who I am inside and out. And I am enjoying my faith being strengthened to a degree that I never would have mastered before. I would have never known before. I am so encouraged, so inspired. I am so um, excited about helping other people through encouraging them through getting where they need to be. So, thank you so much for listening to me. Thank you so much for you, coming back on and seeing me share this with everyone you know who's on the weight loss journey. I don't care if you just start now. If you lose, let me see, you could lose 5 pounds every week. If somebody want to go to that degree, so that means you would have to lose. That's too. I mean, that's a big feat to me. I want you to be healthy, but even if you lost 4 pounds, 5 pounds a month, so that would give you 20 pounds off. If you did 10 pounds a month, that would give you 40 pounds a month off. Um, that would be a lot of weight to have lost, even in this last quarter. This last four, not quarter, but this last 4 months, to celebrate you. But whatever that is, even if it was a pound, um, even if you, I mean, look, even if you lost just what 5 pounds between now and that's 5 pounds you wouldn't have next year that you had this year. So don't be so close to the weight. Make sure you get medical attention as you go through. I have gone through my doctor so they can see me. As a matter of fact, I'm starting to take pictures. Took a picture with my dentist. So I'm gonna start go to my doctors taking pictures. When I get to this next goal, when I wear my next T-shirt that you all will see me wear, I'm gonna go to my doctors and wear my T-shirt and do some promos with them to celebrate, because like I said, most of them have been with me for 20 plus years, so they're seeing me do through this journey. And I want to encourage you, whatever that is for you, that you enjoy you celebrate you, that you treat yourself, whatever that is. I'm starting to go to like all the different colors in the makeup, and like really my lipstick, um and um just I like hats now. Like I used to didn't, but I wear my hats now. And for the sake of doing this, coming on here with you all, this is my look. It's going to be always me with one of my shirts about losing weight, and I have my hats I'm making. And so just to encourage you, and God bless you on your journey, and enjoy the journey, and make sure you enjoy the journey with those who really support you, who love you as well, whoever that can be for you, and allow them to be a part of the transformation. Allow them to understand what this means, and you don't have to say anything, but you just be the light, whether that's through your whatever your circle of influence is, whether it's through your home or through your family or through your bloodline. Let me say this about bloodline. Because on both sides of my bloodline there is obesity, I'm praying and hoping that I will start um, with my family being, and my friends, close friends, and those. And I have some friends who've been successful that's on the journey. They've done theirs, um, to be able, and I've had family members as well, to and I celebrated them when they went through theirs, even though I wasn't there. And so I just want to hopefully in my bloodline be one to kind of make be hopefully um, help through encouragement of what I'm doing on my own journey. That others will be inspired, that we won't have that as a part of our bloodline anymore, saying that okay, I come from a family, but our family basically has dealt with that, and we don't allow that to be as much of a um, medical issue in our family for other diseases that can come about as a result of it. But outside of that, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for encouraging yourself. Thank you so much for keeping me in your prayers as I continue to go forth and do new content for you and show you my journey, and go out and celebrate yourself, and continue to allow yourself to be around positive reinforcement. Um, and I'm going to say this too before I go. This is a lonely journey, to be honest with you, um, because the reason you eat, why you eat, the trigger points that are used to eat, there's so many different, excuse me, bless me. There's so many different components of that. And what you need to do is make sure that you allow yourself to know. If you come from, um, if there's some external things, and we'll talk about this on the next feed, I'm not going to mention them here, but you're going to have to protect your space. You're going to have to protect your life. You're going to have to protect this journey. You're going to have to, sometimes, we look in the Bible and then he talks about being set apart. Well, this is a set apart journey for me. Because you know what? Nobody fed me. I fed myself. Nobody made the food choices for me. I did that. So this is a set apart with me and him, and me and me. Me looking in the mirror, like Michael said in his song, and me looking in the mirror for how God created me and getting back to where he created me to be. And me being on my face before him, being honest in my thoughts and whatnot to him, that I did this and I'm changing it. And this is not, we always crying out, oh, I need you, we need you to help me. No, he's already given you everything you need. Because in other aspects of my life, I have not had, I'm good. So why in this one area for so long? So I have to be accountable for that. But anyway, God bless you. Come back to Weight Loss Encourager. We'll be back again, sharing some other things with you, probably in the next couple of weeks. So just keep watching out for the feed. I'll be coming back again this month. And I look forward to sharing with you. And you can go to www.eat-the-word.com. So it's www.eat-the-word.com. And I have prayers out there. I have a prayer for this year. I'm gonna have to go through and edit my blog, but I also have, like I said, a prayer out there. You can see where, if you want to go look at the journals that I have out there. Also, where you can go to Amazon. You only can purchase on Amazon, and also I'm gonna put this out on there too. This Weight Loss Encourager feed, so people can go there and get it as well. But I look forward. That's where I'm going to be putting a lot of things on Eat the Word. My messages, Eat the Word. And let me just say this. I didn't start out with this, but I mentioned God a lot in my messages because I'm going to be honest with you. I've done a lot of diets. They work. But the one thing I didn't do is I didn't apply my faith to this area as much as I should have. So the book is titled the journal is titled Eat the Word. So that's exactly what I did. I had to eat the word. And that's what I did. I started using the scriptures and praying and, being honest and really living the word through this process, the different things that are in there that are mandated for us to do to walk this journey. I used it towards my weight loss and it worked. So I can tell you, eat the word. It does work. Use the scriptures, use your faith. My tag is lose the weight, use your faith, or use your faith and lose the weight. That's how I'm doing it this time. God bless you. Love you. Talk to you later. Take care. Much continued success to you and enjoy your journey. Take care. Goodbye.